The Monaco Grand Prix, a legendary circuit, an all-time classic, and a personal favourite.
If I could move on. The Porsche 928.
Yes.
Fascinating. Hammond. Wowzers. I do like that.
Barcelona, the Spanish Grand Prix, a legendary circuit, a classic, a personal favourite. A track that we may not see on the calendar for very long. It's likely that the abortion that is the Madring will probably replace it. Only if the Spanish can find some time between sitting on a plastic chair by the side of the road having a little nap. A track that is scheduled to be on the calendar for next year, but at the time of recording hasn't even been approved by the FIA yet, let alone not having been built at all. In all seriousness though, Monaco should stay on the calendar. Yes, it's a bit shit, yes, the cars are too big, but it's a great track. Do something different with it. Some guy online I saw said do it in reverse. Just pay a bit of fucking attention to it rather than just take it as a given. Improve it. Just make it a bit better. There only has to be a little bit of overtaking to make it half decent. So nothing really happened in Monaco. Let me just briefly mention the Patreon. I know, don't you dare skip, you motherfucker. You get an extra podcast a week for an hour. You get longer episodes. You get a pretty maniacal chat that's growing every day. And lots of other stuff along with that. Plus I've got a new studio that I'm currently making for longer Patreon-only sessions. In Monaco, nothing happened, apart from in the Formula 2 race. So let's take a look at the full highlights of the Formula 2 race.
Is he going to take the lead from Alex Dunn? Oh, contact between Victor Martins and Alex Dunn, and there's a pile-up into turn one. Huge incident.
Right, good stuff. We also had the Porsche Super Cup. That was at Monaco for its second round. Let's take a look at the full highlights of that.
Theo Overhouse in second. Keegan Masters trying to get round the outside of Marvin Klein, who spun. And we have a Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup car park.
Excellent. Anyway, the Spanish Grand Prix. A great track that has over the years brought us fantastic moments like this.
Here we go, and it's Nico Rosberg, and Hamilton's onto the grass, and Hamilton's had a massive crash.
And this.
Hamilton's onto the grass, and Hamilton's had a massive crash.
And also this.
The two Mercedes come together as Hamilton tried to pass on the inside.
Sorry, I just really love watching that clip. One of the best teammate fights since Prost and Senna.
And he's going through, out! Oh my goodness, this is fantastic! This is what we were fearing might happen.
So, back to the race. This week on the Spanish Grand Prix, Gabriel Bortoletto wears a tank top, Ollie Bearman wears a tank top, and we see the man who sucks off the commentators under the desk. So the weekend of the Spanish Grand Prix started off with a brand new technical adjustment limiting the flex of the flexi front and rear wing. I'm not entirely sure what that meant. I did watch a video by The Race which helped explain it, but I wasn't paying a huge amount of attention. They just kept staring at me through the screen. Sort of like doggers looking through my window in a lay-by. Not that I do that officially. So the flexi wings now have less flex, which is good or perhaps bad. Didn't get that far in the video. But supposedly that was McLaren done for. McLaren are finished. A true title battle is on. The rest of the pack are coming back. Piastri, you've had a good run, but the rest of the gang are going to come along and take you off the top step. And
it is Piastri who wins the Spanish Grand Prix.
So I basically think that Oscar has the rest of this season sewn up. All done. The championship is his. Even though Lando is their boy, there is no argument that Piastri is running away with this championship and there's nothing Lando can do about it. I mean, he's only 10 points behind Piastri, but could you imagine the unholy shitstorm that would happen if they started prioritising Lando over Piastri, if they were kind of like neck and neck? All of Australia would kick the fuck off. Other things that happened at the Spanish Grand Prix before we get into the big thing, Liam Lawson went ballistic. He managed to twat into Alex Albon early on, smashing up his front wing and eventually causing him to retire. I'm not entirely sure why he retired. Did he not just replace the front wing? Don't know. And then he had a coming together fighting with Ollie Bearman. I mean, what the fuck is he playing at? Does he want to end up in Helmut Marko's dungeon? It's going to happen. Said it before. Whilst he ended up fighting with the long-necked fetus from Haas, he got in the way of Norris and Verstappen, who were both going to lap him, and he was literally surrounded by blue flags. He spent the whole season having blue flags shown to him. Surely he should know by now. Get out of the fucking way.
Get out of the fucking way.
Don't shout there. I went out of when I have a chance, but not to the last course.
These people are retards. Overpaid retards.
Don't shout there.
Then I noticed in the press conference, Liam Lawson was sporting a blonde, rather thin pedo tash, a la Jeffrey Dahmer, probably trying to look like Magnum PI. Magnum P-Nurse. I thought that was quite a good one. Or comparatively Goose from Top Gun, if Goose wasn't allowed within 500 yards of any school. Similarly, Lawson managed to eject himself out of Red Bull about as fast as Goose ejected out of his F14 Tomcat, with roughly the same effect. Staying with the press conference, as I mentioned previously, Gabriel Bortoletto showed up in a Kick Sauber branded tank top. It's not even one of the hotter races on the calendar. It's fairly mild, so I don't know why he busted them out all of a sudden now. Looking like an aggressively pervy waiter at a Mykonos all-inclusive resort, whose balls smell like sangria. Ollie Bearman also had a suitably branded tank top for his press conference. He whipped out his prepubescent hairless armpits for us all to see, looking like a 13-year-old lad at his first under-16s nightclub event. Also, Ferrari. What happened there? Fucking finally. Fucking finally. That smells really nice, actually. That smells amazing. Ferrari are now second in the Constructors' Championship. Thank fuck. Mainly because George Russell is the only one pulling the weight in Mercedes, and Max Verstappen's the only one pulling his weight in Red Bull. They're going to win the Constructors' Championship. They're only 197 points behind McLaren. That means they can overtake McLaren by Spa if they forget to turn up to the next 4 races, including Spa. So all we need to do is lock Norris and Piastri in a shed and then trap Zach Brown in a McDonald's drive-thru, and we're good. Anyway, honourable race mentions. Nico Hülkenberg managed to hustle his lime green piece of dog shit up to 5th position. With the help of some fresh rubber, obviously, he overtook Lewis Hamilton whilst gripping his German phallus. Not Lewis's German phallus, his own German phallus. Lewis doesn't have a German phallus. Good for him. Lance Stroll didn't partake in the race at all. He was deeply missed because he was undergoing maybe wrist surgery or a wrist injury from a freak wanking incident. Kimi Antonelli's Mercedes engine decided to shit itself, much as it did in Imola, to which we got this fabulous piece of commentary and TV direction.
Jude Bellingham can scarcely believe what is going on here.
Of course he can scarcely believe what's going on. He's a footballer. They normally have no idea what's going on anyway. About anything. Ever. If this is another motherfucking plane, I'm going to kill myself. Fucking bastard planes. I'm sick of it. I'm going to fucking start shooting these bastards down. They're still fucking going. Oh, good. Now a truck. If the neighbour starts up again, I'm going to lose it. So the Kimi Antonelli engine shitting itself incident led to a safety car. That started a chain of events which led to some controversy. Controversy? Controversy.
Controversy.
So the race is all going pretty smoothly, and then Kimi puts it in the gravel because his engine dies. Everyone dives into the pits for a free pit stop. Max is rather perplexed why he ended up on hard tyres but GP told him that that was all they had left. That was the only option for them. He now has colder running, hard tyres that give him less grip. Everyone else went on softs. The safety car ends. Piastri takes over the pace of the race, and he slams on the brakes to stack everyone up behind him and causing all of Max's tyre heat to basically fuck off. Piastri then puts his foot down and fucks off, and everyone rushes to keep up with him. Max gets it on the curb and gets a catastrophic snap of oversteer, causing Charles to basically go up his arse and pull alongside him. Leclerc then tries to squeeze him out to the inside to get the slipstream, knocks into Max, and Max has a paddy. So Max is already in a bad fucking mood. So as Leclerc comes up the inside, Max is driving with a face like Toto Wolff licking piss off a nettle. Seeing all of this, Russell goes, fuck it, I'll have a bit of this, and chucks it up the inside, following Leclerc to go around Max. George Russell ends up getting a snap of understeer, pushing Max wide and forcing him to go into the runoff. In the kerfuffle, GP and Red Bull decide that just to save any incident, he should give the place back so he didn't claim an unfair advantage and doesn't get penalised. Max isn't really in the mood to give the place back to the Twinkmeister General, so he tells them to piss off. But eventually, he does yield and slows down. He then takes his foot off the brake and lets the car speed back up again, while you can see on the onboard him looking in the mirror to see where Russell was. These two don't have a great relationship, this we know. And in a moment of fury, twats into the side of George Russell. He was given a 10-second time penalty. As you can imagine, Twitter was very reasonable. Just watch Spain. Used to like you, but that race just showed you're a little bitch. Everything that happened is your fault, and you blame it on the other driver like a 6-year-old. Retire, you whiny little bitch. They are finally making you pay for everything you have done over the years with your clownish driving style, but it's still not enough. You deserve ban forever piece of shit. Fucking bastard. You're a dirty cheat. Max is just Vettel before Vettel realised he was average, made to look good by a 100% dominant car. Max turned into an arse quicker though, acting like a baby, deliberately causing crashes. He's beaten noon yet. Lewis beat 2-time world champion in the same car at Lewis Hamilton, as if he's going to fucking reply. You lost it in Spain, you spoilt child. You're a 3-time, yes, 3 not 4 world champion, act like 1. People are fucking retarded. STFU, little man, you have to be one of the dumbest drivers on the planet. You whiny little Dutch bitch. Hope your newborn won't be an idiot like you. We all saw your true colours once again. Colour spelt wrong, Americans. Fucking bell and Spanish GP. I think on both sides of every debate, not just in Formula One ever, Twitter needs to be turned off. Twitter, turn it off. Turn it off. Also, in the comments, why do you think none of the other drivers would act, even though everyone knew exactly what he was doing? Why do you think the other drivers wouldn't go, hey, look, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a fucking duck. And that duck decided to twat into the side of another racing driver. It's a very talented duck. Why do you think they all just say no comment? Do they think it's libelous? Why did we also not see the onboard for so long? It's like the fucking JFK files. If you're pro-Max or if you're anti-Max, we all know there is only one man who can save the day. One man to lead us through the mire. One man to bring us to a place of reason and understanding. One man who can deliver common sense. And yes, that man is Jerry Springer.
No one talks to my son like that. It's okay, Spike. You motherfucker!
I'll make that deal. How about you, you bitch? You make that deal?
I make that deal.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.